In the lodge, the porter's lodge, of the his job was to open the gate next door here to the Abbey complex, and he would open it in the morning and shut it in the evening, keep the ne'er-do-wells out and so on. And of course our friend here is Aylwin. He is the guy. He was an earldom of England, which meant he was a prince. His uncle was the King of England, and he owned this land around here, and he wanted to build a monastery here. And he got in touch with a guy called Oswald, Bishop Oswald. And Bishop Oswald was keen to help him build this monastery, so he built it in 969. And they brought in a load of monks from a place called Fleury in Normandy. And he was the first abbot for a while, and then they brought in a guy called Abbo the abbot, easy one to remember, isn't it? And he came here, and at one time there was a heyday, 100 monks teaching youngsters in this area, and they built this huge abbey. The story of the abbey goes as follows. We've got the abbot of Peterborough has got a quarry at Barnack, which we all know about. And here they had an abbey which fell down, made of wood, and another one made of stone, the tower fell down. Oh no, they want to make it better next time. They'll build it properly in a proper stone like Barnack. So he went to see the abbot of Peterborough and said to him, look, we haven't got much money, as you would, plead poverty. And said, but what we have got is we have got eel rights all over the north part of East Anglia. And he says, we can let you have fish and eel supplies for 3 years for all your monks. You can feed them for free, as long as you let us take what stone we want to build our abbey in Ramsey. Done, deal. And off they went. And so the abbey was built. And a stone was brought in by barges all the way from Barnack. At that time, of course, the rivers were all 4 times the size they are today. They just brought them in by the river and into Ramsey and built this abbey. It's an educational institution for a period of 250 to 300 years. Then Oxford and Cambridge comes into being around about 1200. And 1200, everybody, all the sons of the aristocracy start to go to Oxford and Cambridge rather than coming to Ramsey, because it's a much more intensive thing. It's not just monks, it's secular academia and so on, and not just clerical ones. And of course, in the meantime, Ramsey, over the years, have educated kids up to about 11 sons of the aristocracy, and the kids have flourished here in mathematics, scriptures, you name it, philosophy, geography. They learn lots of things. And then come 12 years of age, off they went to military school to learn how to kill people. And as you did, to protect your property. So that was...
and that's obviously the Ramsey.
No, the Ramsey is a lot later.
No, I'm talking about the graveyard and everything in the...
the graveyard's in the churchyard. That's very early on, 1809. In the 1700s, you can see from the house here that they did most of the restoration work on the house in 1801. And then later on in 1830, they made it the house it is today. Before that was a pile of bricks, basically. And what they did was they came here from Dorset or Devon, one of the two, I can't remember, but they were a farming family. They came here and they decided to restore, drain the land and produce a proper crop producing land here in this part of the world. So they were part of what they call the Fen Adventurers.
Yeah.
You've probably heard about.
Yeah.
So they came here in the 1700s.
Which now took Witchy Mere and draining of
they drained lots of things. That Witchy Mere was in the 1800s it was drained, but it came earlier than that. And they did all this draining of the area. They had great fun, and they were eventually the first guy who took his name from this guy, Aylwin, first Baron de Ramsey, was actually made a baron. And so Lord de Ramsey, of course, is his great-great-great-grandson. And here we are today. So that's how that family is. This lady behind you is Diana, who was a sister of Ramsey. In other words,
you've got Lady Chapel, haven't you, underneath it, which is incredible.
It is great, and it's 1200. That's really original stuff.
Yeah.
And that gives us an indication of where the footprint of the abbey might be, depending upon which way you think. I think it's not a lady chapel, I think it's a chapter house. And if it is, then the footprint of the abbey is on the car park in front of the north entrance to the building, which is, as you look out from here, you can see it. That's where it would have been.
Wow. And
it would have been the size of Peterborough, maybe, because really nobody knows. But it was big because of the amount of stone that went everywhere.
Yeah. But it's like Booth Hill at the top, isn't it? Not many people know that's there, and the history around that. That's amazing.
It's twofold history. Of course, Geoffrey de Mandeville created it and more fortified it when he invaded the abbey.